In a humble weaver's household lived a mother with her stunning daughter, Kanaclata. Her beauty was indeed poetic. Her skin shimmered like gold, and her figure was as slender as a vine. Yet, despite this allure, Kanaclata was a paradox, a fruit beautiful on the outside, yet ungraceful within. Lacking in skills, particularly weaving, her laziness was renowned and caused no shortage of reprimands from her frustrated mother. One day, the mother's patience wore thin, and she enacted a rare retribution, slapping Kanaclata. This event sparked a theatrical outburst from the girl, her cries echoing dramatically as if a calamity had occurred. Coincidentally, the benevolent queen of the land happened to be passing by. Drawn by the tumult, she alighted from her carriage to inquire about the cause of such dire cries. Upon meeting the enigmatic Kanaclata, the queen recognized her uncommon beauty. Though embarrassed by her daughter's lethargy, the mother coyly professed that Kanaclata's cries were due to her insatiable desire to weave, a task hindered by their impoverishment. Touched by this tale, the queen expressed her fondness for weaving and offered Kanaclata a place in the royal palace, promising an abundance of thread and opportunity within 3 grand weaving rooms at her disposal.
The mother agreed. The queen took Kanaclata back to the palace. There were 3 rooms filled with thread. Showing them to Kanaclata, the queen said, "Now you may weave to your heart's content. The day you finish weaving the thread in these 3 rooms, I will marry you to my son, the eldest prince." Although the queen knew they were very poor, seeing Kanaclata's beauty made her forget all about that. But alas, the queen did not realize that Kanaclata knew absolutely nothing about weaving. Hearing the command, Kanaclata was terrified and shuddered inside. Her entire body became drenched in sweat. Let alone 3 rooms of thread. Even if she worked from evening until night for 300 years, she wouldn't be able to weave a single piece of cloth. So once the queen left, she sat in solitude and wept. She spent 3 days crying like this. She didn't even eat anything. On the 3rd day, the queen returned and was astonished. Not a hand had been laid on the work. When asked, Kanak replied, "I was missing my mother so much that I was in too much pain to start any work." The queen thought, "It is well. She loves to weave, so I love her." Kanaclata had quite the wit to match her beauty. The queen was pleased and said, "All right, then start weaving from tomorrow," and she left. Kanaclata began to sweat once again. She couldn't think of what to do in this danger if the queen found out.
Again, she began to weep, but not loudly this time. She sat up by a window. Suddenly, she saw 3 poor women walking along the road. One had a massive right foot, another had a lower lip that was terribly swollen and hanging down due to its weight, and the third had a thumb as thick as bamboo. Seeing Kanaclata crying, the 3 of them came to the window and asked why she was weeping. Kanaclata candidly told them the story of her predicament. Hearing this, the 3 agreed to help her. They said, "If you invite the 3 of us to your wedding and sit with us to eat, we can save you from this danger. Think of us as your sisters." Kanaclata felt as if she had reached the sky. She said, "Surely, surely I will invite you. I will consider you my sisters and feed you seated beside me at my wedding." Immediately, she sneaked the 3 women in their torn and dirty clothes into the weaving room. The work began. One thread the loom and began pedaling with her foot. The second wet the thread with her lip, and the third operated the shuttle with her thumb. Beautiful cloth began to be woven. Kanaclata was a clever girl. Whenever the queen came, she would hide the 3 women. The queen praised Kanaclata highly, seeing such wonderful cloth. Now the 3 women took their leave. Before going, they told Kanaclata, "Do not forget a sister. If you do, you will fall into danger." The queen was delighted to see the work. As promised, Kanaclata was married to the eldest prince with great pomp and show. Kanaclata said to the prince, "I have 3 cousins. I wish to invite them during this happy time, if you would kindly give permission." It was the day of the feast. The 3 women arrived, wearing extremely shabby clothes. Kanaclata welcomed each of them with a smile, saying, "Come, sisters, sit." The prince was disappointed. He said, "These unfortunate women are your sisters." Then he approached the one with the thick foot and asked, "How did your foot become like this?" The answer came, "From pushing the pedal on the loom." Then the prince went to the one with the swollen lip. "Why is your lip like this?" "From wetting the thread with my lip." The prince asked the 3rd woman, And how did your thumb swell up so? From running the shuttle, she answered. The prince was startled. He thought, then my wife Kanaclata's foot, finger, and lip might also swell like this. Then her beautiful appearance will turn hideous. The prince gave an order right then and there. Kanaclata, you shall never touch a loom again. The curse became a blessing. Kanaclata was saved. Those 3 women ate to their fill and went home. And Kanaclata, the good-for-nothing, lived happily ever after.